seventh day of Eagles training camp is finally in the books for the Eagles, where the Eagles have been through an entire week of Eagles training camp. Are there things to still worry about? Maybe, but things are still in development. A lot of good news from the seventh day and a lot that we have to talk about. So let's get straight into it.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So a lot to discuss for the seventh day of Eagles training camp, and to really start everything off on the day, it looks like Nick Sirianni did not really go to the press conference. He was supposed to speak to the media today. I guess he was under the weather of some sort. So we did not hear from him. So we pretty much went straight into practice. Now to kind of go over the injury report on the day for the Philadelphia Eagles for this seventh day. So not practicing for the Philadelphia Eagles. You have Zach Bond with a back. You have E.J. Jenkins, the tight end, with a hamstring. Terrace Marshall still out with the knee injury. Mac McWilliams newly added to the list with a quad injury. And we don't need any more injuries at corner. For God's sakes, we don't need it to get worse. Devontae Smith with a back, just precautionary. Nolan Smith with a concussion. Ben Van Sermon that just got hurt the other day from Jahad Campbell with an ankle injury. And then you had your limited here. Jahad Campbell with the shoulder. Jalen Carter with the shoulder. Landon Dickerson with the ribs, which that's a new one that's on the list right now. Cam Jurgens with the back, and then we have Andrew Makuba still out with the shoulder. For some of these injuries, you really want some of these players to be out in the field, but one is safety Andrew Makuba, because he's been out the last few days with the shoulder, but, okay, he is on a limited standpoint now, which is good. He was seen talking to Vic Fangio. He actually had the shoulder pads on, which is good. He was actually doing individual work today, which was an amazing thing to see. So I think progressively, hopefully by early next week, he'll be back, and then maybe we'll see him in the preseason game next Thursday. But this is really good progress from Andrew Makuba, and maybe he just was in a little pain in his shoulder the last couple days and just really had to rest him. So to get him back as soon as possible is a really good thing. So at a limited standpoint, very good. Now, this is really the biggest one for me, and this is about the cornerbacks. Okay, Ringo started with the first team at cornerback too. This is his third start, and Adoree Jackson has had his fourth start. So now they're going back towards Ringo to start with the first team, and it was really a bad day, guys. It wasn't good. He was cooked by Elijah Cooks on a slant pass for a touchdown. And then he had a PI call on Jahan Dotson downfield. It was actually close coverage, and, kind of panicked, didn't look back, ran right into the receiver, and a flag was thrown. You're putting a lot of pressure on a fourth-round pick right now that got no outside corner snaps last year to really come in and be the guy as the number 2. I don't want to hear you can move Cooper DeJean to the outside, because all you're doing is creating another weakness within the defense, and I don't think that's going to make things even better. I felt like the Eagles took a big shortcut to this position, because realistically, you let Isaiah Rodgers walk. Slay went to the Steelers for $10 million for 1 year, which the Eagles were going to pay. So, you kind of left this cornerback group pretty empty at some point, and drafting Mac McWilliams in the draft is not going to fix your problem, because for a fifth-round pick, he's not going to start immediately. You're giving a player an opportunity to win this job, a guy that barely had snaps at this position last year, and, he's not like he's a second-round pick or something like that just hasn't worked out. This is a mid-round pick that unfortunately just hasn't caught his stride yet. I think at this point you have to give this another week. It should be another 3 weeks, but you have another week of training camp, and then on top of everything else, you get into a preseason game next Thursday against the Bengals, and you get torched in that game. I don't know what I'm really going to think on how they really prepared themselves to get this position ready, because I felt like they just thought that Ringo was going to win this job. But I have to think on the other side of things to this, because Nakobe Dean, didn't really have a good offseason program last year, and Devin White started in front of him at every practice, and then the open practice, Nakobe Dean didn't look great in coverage. Then he went to the season, he looked great, and I kind of shut my mouth the rest of the year, because I think you just have to give things time, and I know us Eagle fans are not patient, but I don't think Vic Fangio is high on Adoree Jackson. I don't think Vic Fangio is high on Eli Ricks. I don't really even know who else you have there. And Mac McWilliams has a quad injury right now, so that doesn't look good. And, we just have to give this more time. Every time I go on social media, I'm always rooting for Ringo every single day. Like, come on, make a play. Let's do it. I think the positive thing about it is that he's always in close coverage, and that last second when the ball comes down, he's in panic mode. And let me tell you something, if he's not turning his head to go look for the football to slap the ball, that means that he's panicking right at the end of that coverage. Right when that ball comes down, he's in panic mode, and then he gets a flag for it. I could be eating my words on another player I don't think is going to do much of anything, but I'm surely rooting for the kid, and we'll just have to see. And I wish I could rant about this for another 20 minutes, but I'm not going to waste my time on it. From some of the beat reporters, especially for the offensive line, it looks like Tyler Steen, I guess the front runner up for the right guard position. It looks like on 11 on 11s, it was Tyler Steen against Jalen Carter, and Tyler Steen put Jalen Carter on his ass to the ground. And that's really good news, because the first name that came out of Jeff Stoutland's mouth a couple days ago was Tyler Steen. I still think that Matt Pryor is probably going to be the runner up for at least the second in position for right guard. And I'm really not sure if anyone else is really getting too much attention at the right guard position. But this is a really good start, and Tyler Steen, has some things to work on, but it seems like the Eagles have a lot of trust in him, and he's showing his physicality, and I think we might have a player here. And it looks like Trevor Keegan is actually playing third-team center, and Jeff Stoutland has given us some news on the position as well, where he's going to have 4 guys prepared at center. Keep Brett Toth off of this center position. He's going to keep 4 guys ready, prepared during the year, because they don't want to get into another situation like they did last year on putting Dickerson at center, and that's hurting that position when you switch guys around. I know the Eagles did that in one game, but you kind of want to keep that, that center position concrete, have a few guys prepared and ready if necessary, and that's the plan going for Trevor Keegan, not playing much guard and being more of a third-team center as of right now. This man on the defensive line is getting way better every single day, getting himself into that Milton Williams role this year. Moro Ojomo with the strip sack on Jalen Hurts today, and he's having such a strong camp. The defensive tackle position is in dire need of someone to really step up besides Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, and Moro Ojomo is just getting better and better every single day. A really nice play by him. And then you had Jordan Davis against Brett Toth and totally annihilating him. Jordan Davis gets a sack, and Jordan Davis putting in some work the last few days of training camp, and looking pretty athletic from what everyone's saying from some of the beat writers at camp. Now, it looks like they're moving Cooper DeJean around just a little bit, and instead of subbing in for Sidney Brown on defense, he actually subbed in for Reed Blankenship to play more in the box. And, I think they're slowly going to interchange him to different positions, and that's what they've been doing in base, that he will play safety. And I know they want to put him there probably full time and move him around the field if they can, if we can get this inside corner spot figured out. But it's not that DeJean is getting different looks at least 2 different spots at the safety position. This was the first time he really did that in Reed's spot. Now, it looks like Small Munden had first-team reps with the linebackers today, and not only having a good day a couple days ago, but the other day, 30-plus yard pass to Saquon Barkley on a wheel route. Small Munden coming up big, slapping that ball down, and really coming into his own. Small Munden, this linebacker core as a whole is one of the biggest strong suits to this defense, to Vic Fangio's defense. That group as a whole has been producing a whole lot, and Small Munden has just been producing every single day, whether it comes to his downhill tackling and just being disruptive, and his off-ball coverage. It's pretty A+. It's really getting there. Good job for Small Munden. Now, A.J. Brown had some trouble today with the Eagles offense, because he had a couple catches. Then it kind of went back and forth a little bit, where Reed Blankenship actually broke up a deep pass on a deep ball. You had Quinyon Mitchell in tight coverage, where A.J. caught one of them but batted down a couple of more. So it was a very much back and forth between A.J. Brown, Quinyon Mitchell. A.J. Brown just like giving Quinyon Mitchell a little bit of a push jokingly. But I thought that the competition there has been great, and stopping A.J. Brown is really given this defense even just got them a lot sharper over the last week. Now, speaking on kick return, because we really haven't talked about it, it looks like the specialist Avery Williams has gotten reps at the kick return position. Okay, we really don't know who else is going to be on kick return. We've seen guys on punt return more like Anaya Smith and some of the other guys that are really trying to get their work in there, but it looks like Avery Williams is getting a shot at the kick return. This is the only way that Avery Williams is going to make the roster. He's not going to make the roster at his normal position. He's going to either make special teams or probably not be on this team at all. And it looks like he's been the favorite for kick return and potentially being one of the punt returners. So wondering where they're going to favor him more, or maybe he'll do both. I'm not really sure, but it's going to be interesting. Now, we're going to be talking about Saquon Barkley, because Saquon Barkley was talking shit to Jeremiah Trotter Jr., to the whole entire defense, to Jalen Carter on making plays. And they ran him to the ground today. He had a lot of reps. We know that Saquon Barkley is not going to have any reps during the preseason games. They want to save his body as much as possible for the regular season to get the 2K yards. And this is what Saquon Barkley did today. Now, early on 11 on 11s. Now, Barkley broke off a huge off-tackle run for about 40 yards. Really, it was a track meet going downfield. Big run. They blew the whistle after 30 yards or so, but that was a big run by Barkley. He had a second outside run that got him 15 yards on the ground, and then Jalen Hurts rolled to his right, Barkley running with him, and then they two connected through the air for a little bit of a reception there. Then he had a fourth down catch in the red zone for a first down, and then late in practice, he ran between the tackles 2 times for touchdowns on each in the red zone drills, and then he caught a couple pair of screen passes at the end of practice. So he had a lot. There was one run that he had, I think, in the red zone, and it looked like he got a little messed up from it, so I don't know if somebody hit him the wrong way or something, but I think he's fine. It's not a bad thing to give him a heavy workload for one practice and then rest him for a few days, or not even just rest him, but have him on very light days after a big day like that. So they want to make sure that Saquon is up to par, his body is right, and I think that's what's happening now. So really a huge day for Saquon Barkley, chirping back and forth, and it should have been an interesting practice if you were there. Now, it looks like Will Shipley had a big play today, a wheel route touchdown. Jahad Campbell can't catch up to him. Big touchdown there. The question I have is this, okay, who's the number 2 running back for Philadelphia? Is it going to be Will Shipley? Is it A.J. Dillon? How are they going to use both of those players? Who's going to take over the Kenneth Gainwell role for 2-minute offense in these games that we're going to have? I think there's still a lot of open questions. I think there's still a lot more training camp left for the Eagles to decide what they're going to do here. But Will Shipley has come into this camp with a lot of bursts of speed. He's got a lot of long speed as of right now. He's fantastic in open space, especially in the passing game, and he has just gotten better over time. And this could be a really big year for Will Shipley going into this second year, and I can't wait to see more. Well, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So that is the 7th day of Eagles training camp. So a lot going on here. Cornerback has obviously been the biggest problem. Some of the offseason decisions have really affected safety and corner, where the Eagles really didn't have to be so obligated to do certain things because of these little moves that really didn't need to happen so fast. I don't know if some things are starting to be eye-opening as of right now, but another week of camp, you have a preseason game next week, and that's where things are really going to start to count now for these players. There's no room for excuses anymore. Either you're going to show up or you're going to die trying. There is no camp for the Eagles on Saturday. They will start on Sunday, and with a preseason game straight away, straight ahead, it's finally here, and we'll have a lot to discuss soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day, and make sure you hit the like button because it helps out tremendously. I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up, Flower Side. Peace out, guys. Peace.